Now all three okay, ne? Audio, video, and the screen. All three okay, good to go. Yeah, give us a thumbs up. Yes, okay, all good. Fine. Okay, so guys, a very good evening after a long time we're meeting, right? Okay, so last Tuesday we didn't have the theory revision classes also. So today you all know what's the unit we are going to discuss. It's going to be unit number 4. Okay, so just went through the Paula as well. So only if you have done the past paper, so your dedication is reducing. I hope it will come back again. Huh? So what is unit number 4? What is unit number 4? One of the lengthiest chapter in your grade 12 syllabus. What is that? Yeah. Okay, business organization. Business organization. Fine. So this is your unit number 4. So once again, if you take any chapter, we had to go through the subtopics of it. So here the subtopics are pretty easy. The subtopics are all the business organizations category. Okay. The first subtopic, if you take in this chapter, it's gonna be what is an organization means. Can anyone say me in an organization definition, how many main features should be presented? Good, Hannah. In an organization definition, how many main features or points to be presented? Three. So can you say me the 3 points a bit? One is yes. One has said a group of people. Yeah, there should be a group of people. Very good. There should be a good structure, an organizational structure, and all of them should work towards what a common goal. Okay, so that's a typical, a small, what explanation of what is organization. Then the second subtopic you have is the business organization. So can I know what's the first business organization type we learned? The simplest one. The starting stage of all businesses. Yes, obviously that's a sole proprietorship. Okay, sole proprietorship. Then it goes on and expands into a partnership business. So the third subtopic you have is partnership. Okay, then fourth, the lengthiest business organization which you have to learn in depth, which is incorporated companies. Then fifth one, you will study about cooperative societies. Then in sixth, you have some special businesses. Can you all say me some special business organizations? Some special business organizations. Special. Yeah. You can take joint ventures, Gannapul one. You can take joint ventures. Okay, then you can take franchises. Good. Then another one is missing. Joint ventures, franchise, and very good, Ibutul. That is combinations. Okay, business combination. So these are only special business organizational structures. Okay. Then yeah, is seventh one. The last one you have is the public sector businesses. The government businesses, the public sector businesses. So if you take this chapter has 7 subtopics. Okay. And if you see the weightage, if you want to comment on the weightage of this chapter, if you take it part one, it will cost you around 3%. And in part 2, it can cost you around 4 to 5%. In average, in your 100 marks paper, this chapter can go around 7 to 9%. Okay, so that's the weightage of this chapter. And also remember, business organization is one of the lengthiest chapter in your grade 12. Okay, one of the lengthiest chapter. What are the other two lengthiest chapter we have in grade 12? One is business organization. What is the other two we have? Yeah, chapter 7, money and banking. The last one. Yeah, okay, trade chapter. So those three are a bit lengthy one. But even though this is lengthy, this is one of the easiest chapter to learn. Because already in OLs also you would have studied the same thing only repeated here also. So it's easy also compared to other lessons. Okay, and another one is in this chapter you had to be smart. Okay, in this chapter what? You had to be smart. That means what's up? In this chapter, if you have done the past paper, you can see in part 2, what's the question which is repeated all the time. We'll see. We'll see the level of your practice. Perfect, Fatima. What's the main question which is always repeated all the time? In part 2, if you have done, we'll discuss, you can see. Which question is always repeated? Mostly, they talk about advantages and disadvantages. Private limited, public limited, partnership, sole proprietor. Okay, so they always compare, okay, say the advantages of sole proprietor compared to partnership. Yeah. Okay, so many times advantages and disadvantages are repeated. My question for you, do we need to memorize the advantage and disadvantages of this business organization? Okay, no need. Why? You can think practically and you can answer. Okay, because it's not a function or it's not a definition, right? Advantage and disadvantage, what I have said, it is practical. You can write in your own words. So to be honest, this chapter is pretty easy. Okay, here more than memorizing, here you have to understand the concept. That's it. Okay, so here it's not about memorizing in this chapter. So it's pretty easy compared to unit 7 and 11. Okay, and interesting as well. Fine. And did I miss anything? Okay, in part 2. So if you take part 2, in part 2 question number, in which question they test? In part 2, in which question they test? Yeah, they usually go and test in question number 2. So in question number 2, chapter number 3 and chapter number 4 are tested. Okay, so Roman number may be starting from Roman number 3 till Roman number 5. But sometimes they test in question number 3 as well. And sometimes in question number 1, where they'll give us case study and they'll ask you identify the correct business organization. So in that way also they can ask. But predominantly it is asked in question number 2. Okay. So is the layout clear of chapter number 4? A small outlook on this. Clear? Yeah. Okay. Quickly copy down this. Quickly copy down this. No, Sahala, it's not compulsory. Past paper book, if you have no issues, you can follow that. But in our past paper book, I have named the what chapters of each question. That's only benefit you get. But the same questions, right? So you no need. But the model paper is something extra. It's like a workbook for you. So you can do on your own. I'm not forcing. I'm just having in my what class. That's it. So if you want, you can get it. No issues. But that others done. With a BSAK, you don't have proper model papers. Sometimes it will be in English medium. You have the question paper, no answer. So that's why I took some papers and made a small book. That's it. Okay, fine. Done. Now we'll jump into the question. So if you're not done, guys, please take a screenshot. Huh? Um, yeah, model paper available, I guess. Yes. Okay. Uh, mm, hold on. Fine. Question number 11. Guys, if I miss any questions, just let me know. An advantage to the franchisee through a franchise business. So can I know franchisee kya the local owner or the foreign owner? Franchisee means the local individual or the foreign. It's local individual. The franchisee kya it's the local individual. Okay, it's a local owner. That means the Sri Lankan owner. So they're asking you an advantage a franchisee gets through a franchise business. So before that, what's the technique we had to go? Elimination or selection? Do we need to read each and every question and eliminate the wrong answers? Yeah, obviously, yes. We had to go with the elimination technique. Certainty of partners risk. In franchise, we don't have partners. Okay, so we can't take that word. Certainty of profit. Certainty means, guys, 100% you are sure that you will earn a profit too. एक आपको guarantee करना है. To obtain ability to obtain franchise license at low cost, obviously no. Franchise is part expensive. Ability to conduct the business operation independently, no. Franchisee always had to depend on the franchisor, the real owner. Last one, the ability to get training and advices from the franchisor. Franchisor means the real owner. Yes, that's the answer. So answer number 5. Question 12. A matter related to partnership in the Companies Act number 7 of 2007. Be smart. For this question, what's the technique we had to follow? Because by reading itself, we have got the answer. In Companies Act number 7 of 2007, They talk about partnership, about one factor. What is that factor? Yeah, that is obviously selection. This method is selection because you know it with any option, you know the answer in your mind. So can I know what's the answer number here? In Companies Act number 7, what do they speak? Very good. They talk about the number of partners, right? So it's obviously 4. Okay, so obviously 4. And how many partners? What's the number they say? What's the number they usually see? Yeah, 2 to 20. Ne? 2 to 20. Good. Next question. Question number 30. Following are some of the characteristics of different business organization. Out of the above, select the group that contains only the characteristics of PLC, Public Limited Company. My question, is this company listed in stock market or non-listed in stock market? What do you all say? Listed or non-listed? Okay, so many are saying, sir, this company is listed in stock market. Can I know why? If it is listed, can I know why? Why? Very good. Yes, it's listed. Why? Because they have given you PLC, all three capital. So if all three capital, obviously that's a listed company. Okay, fine. We'll see the features. Do you publish annual account reports? Yes. Obviously in PLC, every year we have to publish annual account reports, right? Being a separate legal entity from the owner, yeah. Company means they have a what? Legal entity. And the involvement of owners for administration is compulsory. No, in company, owners don't do the administration. Can I know who does the administration in a company? Very good. Okay, we can say management or we can say the BOD, Board of Directors, not the owners. So we can't take C. So C is completely wrong. So C is wrong. Mandatory registration, obviously. If it is a company, obviously you have to register. And the ability to recruit skilled managers. You will be able to recruit skilled manager. It's subjective. Ne? We can't say that directly, right? Okay, so owners motivate them. Yeah, correct, Sima. Okay, so we can't say that as a main feature. Yeah, it can be, but it's not a feature of a PLC because even in sole proprietor, we can have skilled manager, right? So A can is a E. Yeah, very good, Asaf. E is a bit doubtful. We'll go for F. Limited liability, obviously correct. So here it should be A, B, D, F. A, B, D, F. Okay. So third one. So we didn't go with the second one because second one okay, E is not suitable. One student said a reason. So anyways, this is wrong. Can I know why? One student said, sir, E is anyways wrong, sir. Why? Because in this question, they're asking you all the characteristics, not the benefits of a company. So ability to recruit skilled managers is a benefit to the company, not characteristics. Okay, so here answer number 3. Next question number 40. Some of the facts relating to a cooperative business are given below. Out of the above, which group contains only the cooperative policies? Okay, say me, how many cooperative policies are there? How many cooperative policies? Yeah, okay, there are 7, right? Very good, Fatima. We say comma dikela. So can I know on which year this was established? On which year this was established? In 1995. Where? It was during a summit. Which summit? During the Manchester summit, right? So during the Manchester summit only, they came to this conclusion of 7 policies. Okay, so C stands for, we can say, concern for community. O stands for open membership. That means in cooperative, anyone can join if you're above 18. M stands for? M stands for what? Member economic participation, where the profit which is earned by a cooperative will be distributed among the members itself based on the number of transactions they have done. So actually, I haven't studied this unit. Huh? Haven't you studied chapter number 4? 27? Maria? Duck risky. Okay, so no, that's what. Okay, Chittag Balagina because 27 batch. Currently, we are almost done with unit number 7. So I have set them to join until unit number 7 and take a break and join at unit number 8. Kinisa Balagina. Okay, fine. So no worries. You can join after you are done with that chapter, unit number 4. Okay, maybe it won't be that much worth for you, but if you are jobless, you are doing nothing means you can just see and wait. Okay. Next, E stands for education. So cooperatives educate among themselves. I mean the members. D stands for democracy. One member, one vote. I stands I stands for independence. Okay. So they are independent. They don't depend on any people like the government. And last E stands for, that shows their main purpose. Concern for community given name. Cooperation among cooperative. So sorry, the main purpose is concern for community. Cooperation among cooperative. That means they are united to each other. Fine. So now we'll see what's the answer. We can take democracy, yes. Concern for government, no. For the society, right? Providing cooperative education training, yeah, we can take. Selling goods, no. That's not a policy. That's a feature. That's a character. So we can't take D. Autonomy and independence, yes. Engaging in different fields of the business, that is also okay. So what should be the answer then? A is obviously correct. E is also obviously correct. So A and E, I'm pretty sure. So first one is wrong, fourth one is wrong, fifth one is wrong. So the question is whether it is B or C. C is the answer because B is obviously wrong. Ne? So it should be third one. Ne? A, C, E. Then F is also wrong. Okay, F is also wrong. Yes, sir. Engaging in different fields. Mm, yeah, ඒක trend විදියට ගන්න පුළුවන් because I thought this one because cooperation among cooperative that means they also depend on others. So yes, we can take AC. You're correct, Sarah. Uh, any other questions? No. Can you show the short form? Short form, cosmetic, comedic. Sorry, comedic. Okay, fine. Next question. Fill in the blanks. Question number 33. Ne? A partnership can be formed either by written or what are the other two ways of forming the partnership business? One is it can be written or verbal or it can be actions, which we say implied කියලා. Okay, implied. Next, companies paying income taxes on their, so companies usually pay two types of taxes. Okay, double taxation or dual taxation. So if you take a company's profit, company, if you take a profit, they divide the profit into three. Ne? What are the three things they divide the profit? So first thing they had to do with the profit. First one. Yeah, obviously they had to pay the tax. So what's the tax they pay? Companies, what's the tax they pay? They pay the company tax or else the income tax, the company tax. So how much they pay? You don't know the rate of company's tax. Yeah, 30%. Not 18%, 30%. And after paying the tax, the remaining portion of profit is allocated for, yeah, we can say dividends. Okay, it is allocated for shareholders' investments, dividends. Then final one, it is allocated for retained earnings. Okay, fine. Now, this is the first tax they paid. And when companies pay dividends to the shareholders, before paying the dividends to shareholders, the company had to reduce a percentage of tax from the dividends and only pay tax. Can I know what's that tax? Before paying the dividends to the shareholder, the company had to deduct a tax. They had to hold a percentage of tax and the remaining only they had to pay. Can I know what's that tax? Very good. Okay, we studied, ne? Can I remember withholding tax, Kela? WHT, withholding tax. So what's the other word for withholding tax? Present. What we use? Unit number 3. Very good. AIT, advanced income tax. So what's the percentage of WHT for dividend? What's the percentage of WH withholding tax for dividend? Yeah. Okay. 6, the 15. The 15. For interest only 5. For WH it's 50. So hinang balanda. From the company's profit, two taxes are charged. One is the company's tax, another one is WHT. So in altogether, 45% of the one tax from the profit is being charged. So dual taxation කියන්නේ. So here companies paying income taxes on their profits, not income, profits, as well as shareholders' dividends is known as dual taxation. Okay, fine. Next question number 34. State whether the following statements are true or false. Sole proprietor pays income tax on its name. True or false? The answer is false. Why it is wrong? And I'll say the reason. Sole proprietor, yes, they pay income tax name. Why it is wrong? The answer is false. Very good. They can't pay the income tax on the company, the business name, because here they are saying sole proprietorship. Business is paying the tax. Business can't pay tax. Who should pay the tax? Owner had to pay the tax. So the tax should be paid in the owner's name, not in the business name. So what's this concept? Because business is not a what? Separate entity. Business and owner are the same. So for all the business activities, owner's name only had to be used. Yeah, we say entity concept and legal personality kila. So if you take sole proprietor, there is no legal personality. Owner and the business are the same. So answer is false. Okay. Um, any other questions from part one? That's it, ne? That's all. Yeah. Okay. Now we'll move on to part two then. So under profit, you have written dividends. Under that, what's dividends, WHT, withholding tax, and AIT, advanced income tax. Okay. 14th. Question 14th. Question 14 is what? 14 Karan idea. Third one. Okay. Which is the legal requirement applicable if a person starts a business as a Yasoda catering service using his daughter's name? Okay. So they are saying legal requirement that is applicable if a person is starting a business Yasodhara catering service using his daughter's name. So this individual is starting a catering business using his daughter's name. So what's the legal procedure applicable here? Before that, say me what type of business organization is this? What type of business organization is this? Yeah, obviously, like a sole proprietor, only one owner. Okay. So, in a sole proprietorship business, what's the legal requirement connected here? Because something is connected, the name, the registration. Very good. So, you know when sole proprietorship becomes mandatory to register? Before that, is this business mandatory to register? What you all say, yes or no? Do they need to register? Yes. Yes, yes. Can I know why? Why it's mandatory for them to register? What's the reason? Very good. If the owner's name, which is I don't know the owner's name. Okay, if the owner's name and the business name is different, obviously they had to register. What I said is correct or wrong? What I said is correct or wrong? If the owner's name and the business name are different, they had to obviously be registered. Correct or wrong? What did I say? Wrong. Why wrong? What went wrong? Very good. I missed one word. The word is careful. If the owner's full name and the business name are not the same only, we had to register. Okay, so careful. It should be owner's full name. If the owner's full name and the business name isn't the same, we had to then go and register. So what's the act number? What's the act number? Business name ordinance. What's the act? Very good. Act number 6 of 1980. Act number 6 of 1980. That's it. This is what you had to go and explain. Okay, so it's for a 2 mark question, but just we'll go through the scheme also a bit, how they have developed the answer. Uh, question 2, ne? Question 2, Balamu. Yeah. According to Business Name Ordinance Act number 6 of 1980 in the divisional secretariat. So they have just given the place and the act only, but don't write like that. You better write the legal requirement. Why they had to register Kira Liana? Why? Because owner's full name and the business name are different. Okay, under which act? This is the act, and we'll try to include the place also. So I have said you all, based on the act where we had to go and register the business name. Based on this business name ordinance, what's the place where we have to register the name? Yeah, okay. So based on the act, we had to register in provincial council. But practically, in reality, where do we go and register? In divisional secretariat. Careful. Okay, divisional secretariat. Okay, based on the act, we had to go for provincial council, but in practical, we go for divisional secretariat. Fine. Next question. A person supposes that starting a sole proprietorship is better than of a partnership. Write 2 reasons to agree with this idea. Simple. Can I know what are they expecting y'all to write here? They are saying this person is saying that starting a sole proprietor is far better than starting a partnership. So what you had to write? Yes, we had to write advantages. Advantages of whom? Sole proprietor, simple. You write the advantages of sole proprietor. Two advantages, that's it. Okay, convenience to start. Okay, independent decision making. Profits belong to one person. Privacy is secure. That's it. Okay, so ekam liyanna. Fine. So that's the second question. So guys, just two advantages, but don't write in one word. It's better if you write like a small sentence. Okay. Next question. State two disadvantages of a private limited company when compared to public limited company. I say it always advantage and disadvantages. So they're asking all the disadvantage of private limited compared to public limited. So say me some disadvantages of private limited. Yes. Okay, be careful. But be careful. You can't just bluntly write all the disadvantages of private limited. Why? When you write, make sure it is connected to public limited as well. Okay. So one thing you can write is, yeah, you cannot issue shares. Okay, you can't issue shares. That is correct. Because why? In public you can do, in private you can't. Then any other disadvantages, connect the dots. Connect the dots. Yeah, maybe limited capital. Why? In public limited, unlimited capital. Private limited, yes. Any other thing? Very good. Can't be listed in stock market. Ekat hari. Okay. Double taxation ganne padaya. Double taxation is applicable even for private limited. Double taxation is applicable for all the companies. Okay. Yeah, limited owners, limited ownership. Ekat ganna puluwa. Then there's another one also. You can do something with the shares again. Anyone? Uh, very good. You can't sell or transfer the shares. May shares mokutma transfer or sell karanna bad. There is no secondary market. Perfect. So careful. Now you got me. How to write the disadvantages? Make sure you connect it to public limited. So once you said dual taxation. Dual taxation, yes, that's a disadvantage. But if you write here wrong, why? Because in public limited also dual taxation is there. Okay, so you can instead try to write some disadvantages by comparing with public limited a bit. Okay. Next. Explain four suggestions that you would propose to make the cooperative business popular among the public. Okay, so practical question, not teacher's guide. You think practical and say me how we can develop the cooperative businesses, how we can make it popular, but careful. Explain four suggestions. That means you have to explain a bit. You have to write a small point here. Then you have to write like 2-line explanation. But before that, say me the main thing. Yeah, maybe you can use latest technologies, correct? Yeah, maybe you can increase the working hours of the laborers. Any other thing you can add on? Very good. Credit transactions. Credit transactions. Then, doing more promotions. Yeah, doing more marketing activities. Perfect. Any other trends? Any other things they can try out? Yeah, arranging showrooms. Fine, showrooms. Then increasing salary was a good thing. Yeah. Okay, that means motivated employees because in cooperative employees are not motivated. So you can make sure they are motivated a bit. Okay. So careful. These are some things you had to write. Yeah, self-service, correct. Illusion. Okay, that is also good valid point. Self-service. Even if we can take on a latest technology. Fine. So guys, if you write this, don't limit only for the main point. Make sure you write a 2-line explanation also. Okay, for example, I'll take latest technology. You can write, okay, by introducing e-payment facilities such as card payments, QR payments, bank transfer, they can be popular among the general public. Okay, so like 2-line definition you can develop karanna. So these are some suggestions you can, right? So is that all from this paper? No, there's question. Another question. Ne? This state two advantages that a businessman can gain by acquiring an existing business. So what is this? Merging or acquisition? They're asking you state two advantages that a businessman can gain by acquiring an existing business. Make an acquisition. Acquisition means you buy a company. You buy a company. Okay, fine. So say me, what are the advantages you get when you buy an existing company? Yeah, when you buy a company, guys, you're buying the reputation of the company. That means you're buying the goodwill of the company. So your goodwill will increase. Yeah, you can expand the market. Now you can have more customers, but their business customers also belongs to you. Okay. Yes, you can write. You no need to invest high amount in what promotions, correct? Yeah, you can have loyal customers, fine. Then not only that, you can buy in large quantity once. Eganisa, you can get bulk discounts. What do you say for that? Existing market, yes. That means already there's a customer base for you. So no need to do promotions once again. Very good. You can earn economies of scale. Okay, you can earn what? Economies of scale. Right? And also you can share technologies and patents and trademark. So these are some advantages you get. Okay. So that's it from 2016. Correct. Economies of scale kya hai? When you increase the quantity, when you purchase more and more from your supplier, they'll give you more and more discounts. When you get more and more discounts, what happened to the unit cost? Unit cost will start to decrease. Ne? Now, earlier you bought only for one company. Now you're purchasing stocks for both the companies. So you had to purchase more quantity. So when you purchase more quantity, they will give you more discounts. So because of that, your unit cost will start to drop. Okay. Uh, which model papers are good to practice? There are some papers you can do Western Province papers, support seminar papers, uh, NWP, Northwestern Province Dienava. So those are some good papers. Fine. Profits will increase. You can write. You can increase the sales and the profits also. Guess that's all from 2016. I hope I didn't miss any questions. That's it, ne? Yeah. Fine. Next question. 2017 paper. They will deduct AIT or withholding from the profit. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. Sir, where do you do classes? Okay. Online or physical? Physical in Demeter for 28 in Candy as well. Yeah, Demeter. Yeah, what's your bench? 27. 27 means, yeah. Online and Colombo, Demeter. Satya. Okay. Alright, question 6. Some of the characteristics associated with business organizations are given below. Out of the above, select the group that contains characteristics relevant to sole proprietorship only. Okay, so ability to issue debentures, no. Unlimited liability, yes. That means, what is unlimited liability? When the business goes bankrupt, owners had to sacrifice their personal assets or not? What do you say? When the business goes bankrupt, will the owner had to pay the liability from their own pocket? Yes, they had to pay. No legal personality, all know owner and the business are one. Okay, so that is also a character of sole proprietor. Compulsory business registration. Is that a feature of sole proprietor? No, no, no. It will become, yes, when it will become compulsory when 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 the name is different. Okay, simply when the name is different, when the business name and the owner's name are different. Good. So we can take D also. Independent decision, yes, you can take your own decision. Compulsory publicization of financial statement. That means you give your annual report, your statement of profit or loss and SOFP to the general public. No, a copy karanna ba. Because sole proprietor, you don't give any information to external parties. So we can't take if. So it should be B, C, E. B, C means third one is the answer. Simple questions. Ne? Some of the statements relating to partnerships are given below. Out of the above, correct statement or statements. Okay. Mehema kiyane guys, maybe there can be one correct statement or maybe there can be more than one. That's what they have given S also. Okay. Statement scalar. So they are flexing their grammatical skills. Fine. Relating to partnership is so are. One statement means is, more statement means are. Okay, fine. So having a written agreement among the partners is an essential. What do you say? Yes or no? Is it compulsory to have a written agreement among the partners? No, it is not compulsory. What is compulsory is to have an agreement. To have an agreement on it is compulsory. Okay, so it can be the written, verbal, or implied. When a written agreement becomes compulsory, at which situation? At which situation written agreement becomes compulsory? When your initial capital is more than, when your initial capital is more than how much? 1,000 rupees. If you say that, you are completely wrong. Having written agreement is not at all compulsory, even though your capital is 1 million, 10 million, who cares? Because prevention of fraud ordinance says that if your capital is more than 1,000 rupee, you have the permission to have a written agreement. They don't say it is compulsory to have a written agreement. Be wise. So you can have written agreement only if the capital is more than 1,000. But it is not compulsory. It's optional. It's just a permission they have given. Eka තේරුණාද? Clear ne? Okay. Still you are in this Eid vibes ne? Not in the practice. Fine. Okay, so having a written agreement among the parties essential? No, wrong. Registration under the business name ordinance is an essential. No, okay. Only if the owner's full name and business name are different, you have to register. There is no legal personality. Yes. Partnership also no legal personality. Partnership agreement determines the maximum number of partners. What do you say about this? Is this correct? Partnership agreement says it's in how many number of partners maximum they have to have. No. Then which one determines this? The maximum number of partners in a partnership business is determined by Companies Act. Okay, maximum is 20K. So we can take D also. Liability is unlimited. Yes, partners liability is unlimited. So C and E, answer number 2. Next, a characteristics not related to public limited company. Fine. So if you take a public limited company not having a maximum ceiling on shareholders. So they are saying simply ceiling means guys upper limit. Okay. So if you take a ceiling, what is ceiling? Which you can see in the top of your house, right? Okay. So they are saying there is no limit for shareholders. Is that correct? In a company, there is no limit for shareholders. Any number of shareholders they can have. Yes. What's the maximum number? Unlimited. Okay, so ekahari, that's a correct statement. Second, not having a maximum ceiling on number of directors. Is that correct? In a company, we can have unlimited directors itself. Is that so? Minimum, there's a limit. It's maximum is unlimited. Some are saying no. Can I know how many directors we have to have there? Only two is minimum, man. Maximum is what? How many maximum directors we can have? In a company, in a public limited company. Unlimited. Okay, it's unlimited. Minimum only two. Correct. Maximum is unlimited. Okay, fine. So, ekathari. Mandatory listing on stock exchange. Is that a character? Listing on stock exchange is an option they have. If they want, they can excise it, or else they can just leave it. It's not mandatory. So, we can't take third one. Third one is wrong. So, answer is the third one. Need to test solvency before declaring dividends. Yes, before paying dividends, you have to check your solvency and only you have to pay. And ability to issue shares publicly. Yes. So here answer number 3. Okay. Careful. Next, fill in the blanks. Do we have any questions here? No. Mm, no. That's it from part 1 then. Part 1 HR either. 34. 34. 34. 34. Where am I? 34 not there. That's from financial management. Okay. So part 2. Among the public sector business institutions, government-owned public companies, okay, government-owned public companies are more appropriate than corporations in facing business competition. Briefly describe 2 facts to justify this statement. Okay, fine. So here they're saying if you take a public sector business, in a public sector business, they are saying state companies are more favorable than state corporations in facing competition. Do you all agree, first of all? What do you all say? Yes, no. Do you all agree? Yes or no? They are saying state companies are more effective to face competition over state corporation. You must agree. Why? Because see the question, briefly describe 2 facts to justify the statement. That means you have to just prove it. You can't say agree or disagree. It's obviously agree with mine. Okay. So say me one example for a state company. Just one example for a state company. So it will be easy for us to compare. Yeah, we can take SLT, Sri Lanka Telecom. Yes, that's a state company. Likewise, same in example for state corporation. Nowadays, we are very much popular in being in this queue and all, maybe. Okay, we can take the CPECO, Ceylon Petroleum Corporation. Fine. Alright. Now, they are saying state companies are favorable in facing state corporation. So, what are they asking you indirectly? What are they asking you indirectly? Not CPC, it's CPIT co-op. What are they asking indirectly? Very good. They are asking you all the advantages of state company. Okay. So say me some advantages of state company. Compare and say, yeah, connect to state corporation and say. So what are the advantages of state company? You can take the motive even. Very good. The first main thing is state company, they are not profit motive. Okay. මෙහෙම ලිව්වා ඊට පස්සේ two line explanation එකක් ලියන්න ඕනේ because it's a 4 mark question, right? 4 mark. Yeah, 4 mark question. Okay, you can write. State companies run on profit motive. So they are more effective and they do the operations in an efficient manner compared to state corporation because state corporation run on social welfare. Fine. Second, what's another reason why state company is more popular? Perfect, Hana. We can say less corruptions. Why less corruption? Can I know the reason why less corruption? So she has said the answer also. Why less corruption? Why state company has less corruption? I don't say zero. Less corruption compared to state corporations. What's the reason? Because in state company, whose interference is high, whose management is high, not the government. Who's running state companies? I'm saying private sector. So if you take private sector plays a huge role in state companies. Even though majority is owned by government, the management is completely done by private sector. So private sector, they run on profit. They don't do corruptions. They always think about how they can increase the profit. Okay, minimize unnecessary stuffs and all. So that's one reason why they have less corruption. Then any other reasons? Freedom to make choice. That's a good one. Freedom to take decisions. Why freedom to take decisions? Because state corporations are started under a relevant what? What do you say? Parliament Act. But state companies not like that. They are started under Companies Act. So they have much more freedom compared to a state corporation. Okay. So those are the stuff you can say. But in legality, state corporation has legality. Legality තියෙනවා state corporation. Okay, fine. Next. Limited liability. State corporation also it has. Because in state corporation, private sector also plays a role. So they also have limited liability. So ඒක ගන්න එපා. Next. State two issues that can be identified in Sri Lankan cooperative movement according to the way in which it operates. Fine. Earlier, you gave solutions. Here they're asking what's problem in the cooperative. So say me the problems in the cooperative society. In the previous question, you gave the solutions. Here they're asking you the problems in the cooperative society. Say me the problems. Yeah, limited working hours. Limited working hours. And another reason we can say, I'm taking your answers, poor management. Good. Poor management. Good. We can say political interference is high. Political interference. Good. Any other thing you can give? Limited capital. Perfect. Limited capital. Then lack of technology used. Okay. So these are the solutions. Sorry, the problems you have to write. No need to explain. Two-word answer is enough. Okay. Fine. Credit sales does not take place. BOD is inefficient. High government influences. Correct. 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 Okay. Complex rules. Goodbye. Write 4 facts that should be considered by a franchisor when selecting a franchisee. Franchisee කියන්නේ the local owner, franchisor කියන්නේ the foreign owner. So say me, what are the factors a franchisor, foreign owner had to consider when selecting a franchisee? What are the things they had to consider? Yeah, first one, they had to think about the goodwill. What about the image of the goodwill the local owner has in Sri Lanka? Second one, reliability. Okay, trustworthiness. Whether this local owner is reliable. Good. We can take the financial history. Okay, for example, if you take KFC, KFC's franchisee is who? Cargill's. So what about the financial history of Cargill's? Are they operating successfully? Very good. We can take their financial strength. Whether they have the money to run this company, to invest sufficient capital, and any other thing. Any other factors? Perfect, Amir. Simple one. Knowledge and the experience. Knowledge and experience. Good answers. Okay. Yeah, rating of the franchisee business correct. And question number 5. Without a written agreement, Sanath and PL. Okay, so we'll read the question first. Mention 4 basic legal elements applicable to the proposed partnership and briefly describe how they are applicable. So they are saying to read this case study and seek out what are the legal rules and regulations connected here. You have to give a small explanation on that. Fine. So they have started a business without a written agreement. Sanath and Piyal expect to start a partnership by investing 100,000 each. You got a point here. Can I know what's the point you can mention? Partnership more than 100,000. So what's the act which comes to play? Very good. Prevention of fraud, ne? Fraud ordinance. Act number 7 of 1840. Don't think they are violating the act because the question says what are the elements applicable. Okay, so yes, since they have more than 100,000 capital, yes, they can follow Prevention of Fraud Ordinance Act. And you can give a small explanation. Okay, next. Pharmaceutical products. You got another one. Pharmaceutical products. What's the legal element? Very good. They had to obtain a license. Okay, so if you're selling pharmaceutical products, simply medicines means obviously you have to have a license. Okay, yes, you have to have a license for that. Fine. And we can take another one also. What is that? Must be registered and licensed. We can take as one. Another one is also needed. No, 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 no. I am saying about this one, what the pharmaceutical products only. Yeah, you have to register in NMRA, that means National Medicinal Regulatory Authority. No need the act number, the institute is enough, but there's another one missing. I mean, in pharmaceutical products, you're running a pharmacy, think. Hana, that's a good one. We had to obtain a GMP, good manufacturing practice here, that is applicable specifically for pharmaceutical product. Not tin, no. Oh, Eka, somewhat correct, but more than that. The person who is providing the medicine. Hack up gun, but that is mostly applicable for food. Ne. Think of must be a pharmacist. Must be a licensed pharmacist. That is also legal act. Okay, just because your father is a pharmacist, he went out. Can you go and handle the pharmacy? No, right? Okay, next. X and Y company means obviously business name ordinance. Okay, business name ordinance. And you can write another act also. We'll see. It's a partnership. So you can come up with another act also. What is that? Even though they have not given any scenario, very good. Okay, the partnership ordinance of 1890. Because partnership name that only says how to start a business, how to run a business, and how to conclude a business, which is a partnership. So maybe these are the acts which you can write out of these four. Explain, give a small explanation as well. Okay, that's it. Then from this paper. No, model paper again. You have 20. How many papers I have included in model paper? Again? No, no, it's not violating the partnership or you're saying it's violate. No, it's not violating the partnership ordinance. If you don't have a written agreement, we follow the partnership ordinance. It's not a violation. 25, yeah. 25 paper, there is no scheme. 25 paper, you don't have a scheme. There is a QR. You have to just scan the QR. You'll get all the schemes in the Google Drive. Okay. Mm, okay. 2018 paper. As per the above case, how many conditions have been violated by this partnership according to partnership ordinance? So I've said, if it is a case study, I won't read the case study first. I'll be reading the main question only. Okay. So now we'll read. So they're asking how many are violated by this partnership. Well, one by one. First one. Nimal and Kamal are running a partnership without a partnership agreement. Is that a violation of partnership ordinance of 1890? What do you all say? Yes or no? That's not a violation. Just because you're running a business without an agreement doesn't mean you're violating anything. Okay, what did I say? The written agreement is an option. It's not compulsory. So since you don't have a written agreement doesn't mean you're violating anything. No, no worries at all. Fine. But you all know when you don't have a written agreement, okay? I've given you two situations. One situation is when you don't have a written agreement and you have a written agreement, but it's not clear. At that situation, which act you will follow? You don't have a written agreement, or you have a written agreement but it's not clear. So what's the act which we follow? We follow the Partnership Ordinance of 1890. We follow the act. We follow the Partnership Ordinance of 1890. In that, for your syllabus, what's the act or what's the section they are asking mostly? In your syllabus, they are talking about section 24. But there are so much of sections in your syllabus about section 24. Careful. No written agreement or agreement is there, but it's not clear. Then only we go and refer the what partnership ordinance. Okay. So same here. Since they don't have a written agreement, obviously goes without saying, they had to follow the partnership ordinance of 1890. Okay. So careful. If they are, sir, they haven't mentioned written, no. Yeah, they don't have a partnership. Correct. So they're saying, sir, they have not mentioned written. Anyways, they don't have any agreement. If they don't have any agreement, anyways, there should be something where they have follow. Okay, if they don't have an agreement, anything should be there so that they can follow. Because only in agreement you can agree that whether you're how you're gonna distribute the profits, the dividend, sorry, the capital, and all this stuff. So no agreement means you have not discussed anything. So if you don't discuss anything, if there's a problem, from where we have to take the solution then? If you all discussed an agreement, never mind. Okay, if there nothing is discussed, means obviously you have to go and touch the word partnership ordinance. Okay, so here careful. Going without a partnership agreement is not violation of partnership ordinance. Okay, so you're not violating partnership ordinance. Only if you don't have an agreement, only you have to jump into the partnership ordinance. Now only the problem starts. We'll see. During the last year, they have obtained a 5% interest on their agreed invested capital. Is that a violation? So they are saying they have, yeah, that's a violation because in partnership ordinance, they are saying in your agreement, if you have agreed any interest for initial capital, give. But you buggers don't have an agreement. So you had to obey what I'm saying. I say for capital, no interest. But these buggers are having an interest. So that's a violation. One violation we have got. Continue. As well as for loans. For loans also they are giving 5%. Is that a violation? No. Okay. Because they are giving 5%. I also said, but yeah, give 5%. So both are agreeing. Both have the same thought. So no violation in that. And next, Nimal admitted his friend Sunil as a partner on his own wish. Is that a violation? Yes. Okay, those buggers are admitting partner whenever they want, whomever they like. But dude, if you have agreed that in your agreement, fine. But you buggers don't have an agreement. So you have to obey what I am saying. I am the partnership ordinance. So I say that if you want to recruit a partner, you had to get the consent of what? You had to get the approval or the agree of what? All the partners, not majority, all the partner. But this bugger is violating that. Kamal made a request to increase the salary he is currently drawing. Is that a violation? Yes. Because based on my act, you can't give salary for partners. If you have your agreement, fine, give. You don't have agreement, so you have to obey me. So here three things are violated. Three things are violated. Okay. Question 7. Which one is not a characteristics of a company limited by guarantee? Fine. So they don't issue shares to public, correct? They don't issue shares to public. Having at least two members, is that a feature of guaranteed company? Guaranteed company, you have to have at least two members there. It's obviously right. Okay, there should be two members minimum. Not distributing dividends. Is that a character? Is that a character? Yes. They don't distribute dividends at all. Okay. Why they don't distribute dividend? Can I know the reason? Why they don't distribute dividends to members? What's the reason? Yeah, Mariam, correct. Eka Mariam, it's like this. Guys, listen. Partnership ordinance is like a last solution. It's like this. I said in the theory also, what did I say? You're going for a class. They will say like this. Mehmet. You don't have written agreement means simply will say you're doing ALs, but you don't go for any classes. Can I know what's the final resource you have to study for your exam? No, no, okay, self-study is through what you'll get the notes and all those stuff. teacher's guide. Okay, you'll go through the teacher's guide. Okay, you'll go through, that's a final solution you have. Okay, but suppose we'll say you're going for school. Okay, you're going for school or you're going for class, but notes are not clear. You have the tute from the lecturer and you have your school notes, but it's not clear. So to get a proper solution, what you will do? You'll go and prefer what? You'll go and prefer what? Again the teacher's guide. Again the teacher's guide. So at which situation you go and what use teacher's guide? When you don't have any resources, okay, or you have resources but it's not clear. At that time only you go and touch the teacher's guide. Okay. So now partnership also same. You don't have an agreement, or you have an agreement but it is not giving a proper solution for a problem. So now you are clueless how to take a decision. So at that time, you go and touch the teacher's guide. Same like that. These buggers had to go and seek solution. What does partnership ordinance says? That solution only they'll apply for the business also. Now is that clear? Okay, dear. Fine. So, very so fine. So why they don't declare dividend? Can I know the reason? Why a guaranteed company don't they? Because they don't run on profit motive. They run on social welfare. So if you're running a social welfare, dude, how you can earn a profit? If you don't earn a profit, how you can give dividends? Yeah, they don't give dividends because they're running on what social welfare motive. Fourth one says they run on profit motive. Completely wrong. Company limited by guarantee, they run on social welfare. Next, declaring the contribution of each individual member in the articles of association in dissolving the company. Yes. When starting itself, they will have an agreement that how much they are contributing. Can I know to what they are contributing here? They will say when the business goes bankrupt, don't worry, we will agree and we'll contribute an amount. So what are they going to contribute? They are contributing to settle something. What are they going to settle when the business goes bankrupt? The guaranteed amount are the liabilities. So in starting itself, they'll give a guarantee that I'll pay 50% of the liability, you pay 50% of the liability when the business goes bankrupt. Yeah, obviously that's a feature. Okay. Question 8. Which one is not required to submit to the Commissioner of Cooperative Development when registering a cooperative society? So you all just say me yes or no. Oh, say me the answer. It's easy, right? So what's the document we don't submit to the Commissioner of Cooperative Development? Yeah, two copies of interim constitution. Yes. Feasibility report. Yes. What's the activity you're gonna do? Are you gonna do a bank, the or insurance or agriculture? Report of AGM. Yes. Map directing the location. Yes. Obviously, yes. Because at that time, guys, cooperative started in 19th century. So during that time, we didn't have Google Maps and all. Obviously, to give a map so that the commissioner can pay a visit to your place. Private information. No. So answer number 5. Okay, fine. There should be two guarantors. Yeah, yeah. Having at least two members. Uh, any other questions? Okay, fill in the blanks. So I think there's a small mistake in the past paper in our book. So make a change. Yeah. Sole proprietor bears blank individually. So what do they bear individually mostly? What do they bear mostly? They bear the risks. Okay, they bear the risk individually. And they pay taxes based on what? And they pay taxes based on income, or you can fine. They are not asking who will pay the tax. They are asking to pay the tax on which basis you have to calculate. Yeah, you have to calculate on your income, or you can write the profit also, income or profit of the business. Okay, fine. Next, while partners loss is wrong, you know, payers losses lihat nih apa risk lihat. Okay. While partners have a blank to participate in business activities enthusiastically with interest. So partners had to participate in business activity, but participating with interest is what? No, nothing. That's a responsibility. That's a responsibility. But participating in the business is a what? That's a right. Okay, एक right take. Okay, but participating with interest is something responsibility. Okay. So right here, what the business had to do towards the partner. So as a business, they had to give the permission for the partner to participate in business. Responsibility means as a partner, what I had to do towards the business. So what I do when I participate in business activities, I had to act with interest. Okay. So scheme says opposite. Is that so? No, this is the answer. While partners have a responsibility to participate in business activities enthusiastically, they have a right to participate in the business. This should be the answer. I think the question is twisted. Am I right? In your past paper book? Yeah. Okay. So I think the word enthusiastically should come down. Am I right? Correct? It should come down. Yes. Okay. Fine. So wait, we'll do the change there. Okay. We'll do the change. So I'll cut enthusiastically here and I'll write enthusiastically here. Fine. Now, as I said, it's correct. Okay. Here it should be right. Here it should be responsive. Okay, good. Fine. Thank you. Next question. Uh, any part one question? That's it. So is that all from part one? Is that all from part one? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Can see, ma'am. Fine. But no, 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 you can't. That's a reason. So one student is asking, sir, can I know what's the other word we can give for responsibility? What's the other term we can give for responsibility? Duty. Can we write duty here? What do you all say? So no. Can we write duty here? Okay, yeah, it's practically correct, but I have said y'all in fill in the blanks, more than correct answer, you have to give the what? More than giving the perfect answer, so you have to give a what? I said nay. Ah, no, not that one. What it is in fill in the blanks, that's a trick. Than giving the perfect answer, than seeing the perfection, you have to see the what? Connection, right? So the two blanks are connected to each other. First one is right means what's the connected word for right? Responsibility. Okay. So connect the dots there. Part two. Briefly explain four factors that affect arising of conflict among partners. Simple. Briefly means don't worry, you have to explain in depth. No. Four factors because answer is only for what? 2 mark, right? So say me what are the reason which causes conflict in a partnership? What are the reasons? Yeah, maybe opinions are different. Different opinions among the partners. Okay, fine. Then think why you and your brother or sister fight against each other. Different opinions. Your mom says a place to go, you will see another place, your brother will see another place. Any other reasons? No limit on drawings. Yeah, fine. That is also somewhat correct. Then I think, man, the main reason, very good, Ami. That's the main reason. While sharing profit, very good, Sarah. Okay, while sharing the profits. Then misunderstandings, correct. There can be some misunderstanding. There's another one also. Cannot remember that's a feature of a partnership also. If one partner does one thing, all the partners are liable for that. What do we say for that? Mutual agency. Okay, mutual agency. Good. And another one. If the business goes bankrupt, a partner takes a loan. Okay, a partner takes a loan for the business. Who is liable to pay the loan now? That partner or all the partners? All the partners. So even unlimited liability is a reason for their conflict. Another good one should say. Okay, admission of partner. That's a problem, Okay, sometime you bring a person who is very much close to you. Other partners don't agree. So there can be issues in that. Non-existent of agreement also correct. No proper agreement. Those also some reason for what? Conflict among the partners. But make a small sentence. Don't just write one or two words. Okay, fine. Next, government takes decisions, sorry, actions to provide products needed for public through various type of government organization. Name four types of such organizations. Simple. So what are the four types of business organizations we have in our syllabus? Yeah, there are only four. What are the four types of business government business organizations we have? First one, yeah, you can take state departments. Then you have state corporations. Then you have state companies. What's the last one we have? Last one. So all three are done by the central government. The last one, that is local authorities. Local authorities. Local authorities. Right? So those are the four government organizations. Okay. Alright. Next, franchisor and franchisee have a set of activities need to be done. Briefly describe four activities that should be done by a franchisee. Okay. To say me what are the activities a franchisee, the real owner had to do towards the local owner. So it's the opposite thing. A local owner had to do towards the real owner. That means the Sri Lankan person who has the permission, what they had to do towards the real owner. Yes, the most important thing is they had to pay a royalty fee. Okay, then whatever the other things they had to do. Yeah, must follow the rules and regulations, must adhere to the what franchise agreement. Okay, yeah, they had to invest an initial capital, correct. Not to do any competitive business. Okay, then yeah, purchasing only from authorized suppliers. You purchase only from authorized sellers. Okay, then you can write protecting the goodwill and the name of the business. Okay, so those are some stuff. So make a small sentence because the question is briefly describe me. Okay, so fine. So these are some stuff as a franchisee we had to do towards the franchise. Okay. So instead of mentioning local, can we give? Yeah, can Sima. Okay, fine. So any other questions? Yeah, there's another one. One of your friends prefers to start a business of his own instead of doing a job, but he has a fear for it. State four reasons to explain to him the advantage of starting a business than doing a job. Okay, fine. So, say me, think practically as a business study students, what's the advantage we get of doing a business in our own than doing a job? I hope many here would have a dream of doing a business, obviously. So, what are the advantages we get when we do a business on our own? You can connect this to advantages of sole proprietor also. Yes, you can enjoy profits. You can enjoy what? Unlimited profits. Because for profits, there is no limit. Okay, then? Yeah, you can make independent decisions, the most important one. You can have independent decision making. Then, simply you can write the advantages of sole proprietor here. Yeah, privacy is secured. Okay, privacy is secured. Okay, a good one. Someone said, okay, you will get recognition, guys, when you have your own business. And yes, you can use your own skills and abilities at best. Yeah, you can have the full control. You can have the word full control. Very good. So, simple one. Easy to start. Easy to start. Okay, perfect. Okay, so these are some advantages you get when you start your own business than doing a job. Okay. Uh, so that's it, Nick, from that paper. I hope I didn't miss any questions in that. That's all right. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Next question. Fine. Question 7. Following table shows type of companies and some of their characteristics. So quickly say me the alphabet letter. Private limited companies. What's the character? Say me with the alphabet letter. E. Inability to issue shares and debentures to public. Correct. E. First one should be E there. Second, public limited companies. A. They can issue shares to public. Yes. E done. A done. Company limited by guarantee. Non-distribution of profit. Yes, they don't issue profit. Good. Unlimited company means unlimited. Here they're trying to say unlimited liability carrier. So that is C. Okay, that is C. Offshore means what? A Sri Lankan company, but they are operating in a what? Foreign country. Okay, so here it's B. So answer should be EADCB means fourth one is the answer. Fourth one is the answer. Okay. Question 8. Following us businesses. Should talk. Wait.